Hi, it's Susie from Minnesota, Zone 4, and it is June 10th that I take you for a little tour. Don't mind my voice. I got a little bit of a cold going on and haven't been sick all winter, but yet I get sick in June. Go figure. I just got some hostas here. Again, the sweet woodruff that's done blooming. My lamium is starting to bloom here. It's pink blooms. Looks really good. There's some heuchera hidden. Usually gets a bit bigger than that, but the hostas kind of took over this year. It's kind of a hit or miss with the heuchera with me. I'm trying to experiment with the certain kinds. The Jacob's Ladder, that's done blooming. I have some spiderwort in there, but the Solomon's tail kind of took over. Just kind of let it come up here and there. Excuse me. Yep, some more spiderwort over here. Oh, I think there's a little bee by it. Yep. My hostas did amazing this year. We just had a mild winter, so they really tolerated it. I'm not sure what this is. It just kind of came up on its own. I don't know if the birds deposited it, but so I don't know. So I'm gonna see. It could be a weed. There's a little bee on that too. There you are. There's a nice breeze today. It's supposed to get to 95. More lamium. Eventually I want to combine this garden with this one over here. And this has been taken over by snow on the mountain. It's gorgeous. It's starting to get flower heads, which I will be trimming here very shortly. As you can see, I don't need any more snow on the mountain. It is gorgeous. It really is. My lungwort kind of has gotten taken over. Back there is a spikenard. I love this plant. I love the color of it. It's done really good this year. I would say it's doubled in size. I think it's supposed to get about 3 to 4 feet tall, which is good for this area. Just kind of, you've got some massive trees here. I have some turtle head that's popping up through there. I'm just going to let this stuff come up as it comes up. I'm not going to move it. I'm not going to try it. I don't want snow on the mountain coming with it, taken over. I do have it contained in this little area. You can see it's pretty aggressive, the fact that it kind of took over a hosta in there. Again, I'm going to mess with it. And I got some of my garden out, actually all of it out, which I'm happy I waited with because everything is just massive. If I would have put it out right away, it would have all been covered up and I would have been wondering where it is. This is a honeysuckle bush. I don't like it. I think I had some blooms on it already. We'll see. Not much survives there, so it's kind of trying certain things. I don't know if it's... This isn't a very sunny spot. I would say it's part sun, so it's just... I had hosta there and it wasn't liking it. I moved it. The lily, it's pink and white. I got my mulch, as you can see. I love it. I love the smell. It's very piney. This is one of the plants I ordered, and it's called Giant Hosta. I'm not sure if it's really a true name or what, but I'm just happy it's growing. I got some other ones. They were all bare root, and I wasn't very happy. I think I lost about 4 of them. So I do not know the names of a lot of these hostas. I did have tags, but I think over the years they just kind of blew away. And they are gorgeous. Peonies are coming to an end. I love this one. I cut some of these off. I could probably cut I love the scent. I would grow a ton of peonies if I could, but I just don't have the light requirements. And where I do, I have my vegetables. Some more hostas. I love this one. I love the chartreuse color and the variegated, but it's just, I don't know, it really pops in the shade. My bleeding heart is all finished. Still looks pretty. I do like the leaves. I just don't like when it starts to die when it gets too hot. Next week they're talking, I think, one day 75. So maybe the heat's not here to stay yet. Just kind of do a long view. This is the area where I had all the rock and it was a work in progress. I have a goat's beard there that I moved from the back. This is a very, not completely shady, but I wouldn't go part sun, maybe part shade. I have a plant over here somewhere, but it was one of those bare root ones. It's not doing anything. I have other plants. I don't have a shortage of plants that I can plant there. This one right here, I just got these. I got 3 of them. Curly Fried Hosta. I think they're kind of unique. I do have some planted in between some hostas. As you can, it's like a white feather hosta, one of my bare root ones. This is one of them. It looks pretty pathetic. But I'll see what happens. Maybe it'll make a comeback next year. But these are my Sum and Substance that I moved, which was a feat in itself. So you can see how big they get. They're gigantic. I was thinking, how am I going to fill this whole area up with plants? And lo and behold, it doesn't take much when you move 2 huge Sum and Substance. This is a black snake root. I did have one before in my other area, and I think it was just too boggy for it. So it does like wet soil, just not standing water. I have a tricky area at that. It's a hit or miss. Oh, mosquitoes are out today. Not too bad. I extended this. This is a work in progress. I had so much mulch left over that I had to do something with it. The guy that came out kind of told me a little too much. I was actually going to do one more yard, and I'm glad I didn't. Trying to figure out what the best way is. I'll be doing another video later on my pots. Just don't want to make this an hour video. My Lily of the Valley here. I love it. I love the scent coming from them. They're done, but they are a bit invasive, so I do have to watch that. I have a bunch of hostas here. Not sure if I have a bird nesting in there, but I think it's a gorgeous birdhouse. I love birdhouses. I always look for the next one, and especially the standing ones and unique. I know I have one in there. That's a popular one. One hanging over there is too. I have another spikenard, oops, wrong way, back there, along with some grass. I'll go in the back to show you some of my other stuff. This is my Empress Wool. It has done amazing. I think this is the 4th year, and it's just really come to life. Excuse me. I think this is called a variegated japonica. And this is, when I bought this plant, I would say about 5 years ago, it looked like it was a shrub. So when the next spring, I left all the growth on it and it wasn't blooming on it, but it was coming from the bottom. So basically this is a plant that dies all the way and then just cut everything off and it comes back up. It starts with these pink shoots. I like it because, as you can see, the leaves are just gorgeous. For this zone, I have read that this is a very invasive plant in other areas. This one so far has not gotten any bigger than this, so I'm okay. There's maybe other zones, watch out, but a zone 4, I think we're fine. But yeah, I love this. And when you have a shade garden, I think white creamy just stands out a lot more. There's some daylilies here. Asiatic lily. It's either going to be orange or white. Not sure yet. Some more hostas. This is primrose in here. Really nice ground cover, easy to control. Shallow root system. It's just gorgeous. It gets these yellow blooms that it's like a beacon. I think that's Humelo. I'm going to still be in here. This is my lady's mantle. As you can see, it's getting the yellow heads. It's okay. I mean, it's pretty, but I'll be cutting that off soon. I just really like the foliage, especially after a rain. There's some more hostas in there, which kind of covered up my birdhouse there, so I'm going to have to shift that around. It was pretty windy yesterday. The breeze is picking up today, which I'm fine with when it's this hot. Another lily. My pagoda dogwood. Absolutely love this. Just love the leaves and just the whole structure of the plant. I mean, if I can get down here, as you can see, it's not a very bushy, but it's just really unique. They say don't trim it up either to make it bushy. That's not the way it should grow. So hopefully the rabbits leave it alone because they've been kind of pest lately. I have a mushroom in there. This is giant astilbe here. Not in bloom yet. So I'll be doing another video a little bit later when other things are in bloom. When the lilies are, the astilbes. That one's going to be orange. This is my lungwort. This has really done great this year. As you can see, I have that one and then one over here that the lady's mantle kind of has taken over. I might end up moving that one. I had to move my rabbit statues ahead because it was getting covered up. So they are up front. I know this hosta here, it's already getting a flower head. Where is that? Right there. I'll be cutting that off. This is called T-Rex. So in this area over here, once I get to planting it, I'll probably be moving a lot of these perennials, especially, or hostas, just to give it more room. You can see that it's a little crowded in there. I don't mind it. I think it's kind of cool, but you really can't see the full potential of the plants. This is one of my favorite astilbes. It gets a white flower head on it that is very soft and airy, very vibrant. I think those might be blue mouse ears. Don't quote me, I'm not sure. This is my turtle head. I have it on both sides of the bench here. They form like shrub-like appearance. They're gorgeous. Little bench. My tulips are coming to an end. You can see some of it's got really yucky foliage. So I'm okay with that. Then I can see the hostas behind it. I think I have two here. They're both rainforest something. I don't know, rainforest sunrise, or I know this is one here with the leaves. I really like that. This one's really pretty. I had some rabbit damage here. Just saw them chomping away one day, so I have a beagle dog. I took him out and he just kind of, I didn't let him go. I know not to do that, but I just kind of took him around to scare him. I think it worked a little bit, but I also have some stuff to spray, or granules to shake around it. This birdhouse has been hopping this spring. It's unbelievable. I don't know if they're chickadees or what, but they've been coming and going, and then they just sit here on this shepherd's hook, waiting, taking turns, just zooming in, out with food. I don't know, I see little green things. I'm not quite sure what that is, but it's been fun watching. I have more primrose here. I moved my bird. I thought that he looked better over here. Just kind of fit next to the bird bath. The sedum looks amazing. This is kind of a really tight, close fit, but everything does really good here. This is my sun garden. I would say not like 12 hours of sun, but it gets enough to make everything happy. This is, and I think it's called an Ashleaf spirea or Sobaria sorbifolia. You can Google that. It's an amazing plant. It does run. This plant I had trimmed down to, I would say, maybe about 2 feet. I know it's an aggressive grower, but as you can see, it's put on all this growth. And I trimmed it because I wanted to see my birdhouse back there. So in order to see it, I have to be off to the right. But I'm sure the birds like it because it offers privacy from other birds and whatnot. You can see there, it's getting flower heads. And they'll be white. Magnificent. I had trimmed the runners. I pulled them out, so it's pretty easy as long as you catch it right away. So this is a must-have shrub. It loves this area. I know there's other types of this around the town here, and I don't know, for some reason it really likes my garden. I don't know if it likes the wet conditions, a little less sun, a little more, but I cannot complain about that. This is a barberry. I was trying to think of it. I knew what it was called, and I'm like, boxwood came to mind. I'm like, no, it's not a boxwood, but yes, this is a barberry. I had one other one, and you would think that the rabbits would leave this alone because it's thorny, but no, it demolished the other one. But I love the foliage on this, that reddish. And then I put my blue planter next to it. I love blue in the garden. It just pops. My daylilies are starting to bloom. Stella D'oro. I have one over in the shadier area, and it's got grass and everything. That's about it. This actually has a bunch of heads. I had saved this one. It was kind of end of the season for the nursery, and there's about 3 stalks. They weren't really watering it. I'm not even going to say nursery. It's like a big box store, which I stopped buying my stuff there. I'm trying to support the local nurseries who actually do take care of their stuff. I'm sorry. I just feel that way whenever you see how bad things look and they're not watered. This is my Oriental Lily. Stargazer. It's a little big. I put it here because I want to be able to smell it. It's just if I have it in the back of the garden, I'm sure I'll smell it. It's a very potent flower, but I love the fragrance. But when it's done flowering, I'll be cutting the heads off. It'll take it back down a little bit. This is my Oh So Easy Rose. And I love it. It starts off like a really peachy, dark orange and yellow, and then it gets a little peachier as it fades. This has done really good this year. Again, I think it was just the winter we had. You can see that whenever things are mild, everything likes it a little bit more. My chives, I am going to have to deadhead all that. This is just, I did not plant these here. They came from the one that I had planted in this pot in here somewhere. Where is it? Right there. I think you can kind of see that pot. I love the smell, but... Okay, so this plant right here is like a variegated comfrey, Axminster Gold. So it is a really unique plant. It starts off really cool foliage at the bottom, and then I would say springtime or early summer, more early summer, it starts to get these huge stalks, and then I did read up on it. The bees absolutely love this, so I do have to be careful when I'm in here. As you can see, it's definitely a focal point plant. When it's done blooming, I'll be cutting it down all the way to the ground. So it's kind of like a pulmonaria where you get the flower heads, and then later once the heads are done, then you get this bigger foliage that comes after it. And that's what happens with this plant. It did last year. I will see if that happens this year. Otherwise, the foliage is only supposed to get maybe 18 inches tall, but it's supposed to keep this variegation here. And again, I love this color, a little purple. And I did not do this on purpose. For some reason, all my purple stuff is blooming. So I have this one that's blooming. This is hardy geranium in here. This looks unbelievable. Is it Roxanne or Roseanne? It's one of them. I always confuse them. So there's the purple. And then over here, I have the Baptisia. Love the Baptisia. It's one of my favorite plants. And I have a ring around it because it does tend to flop over if you're not careful. So it just kind of keeps it upright. And then once it's done blooming, it'll kind of, again, form a shrub-like appearance. It's gorgeous. And then I have allium back there that's purple. What else? Oh yeah, and I have some more stuff back here. I'll get there. But clematis. So it's like purple, purple, purple. What's the likelihood? Back in there, let's see if I can get a good shot. It's right there, there's a shoot coming up. That's my hardy hibiscus. I'm so ecstatic right now that it's coming back. I lost one a few years, but that was my fault. I didn't protect it. This one I had put about, I'd say at least a foot of leaves on it in the fall. And then with the really mild winter, that probably helped too. Who knows what'll happen next year. My tiger eye sumac. That's doing really good. I had lost, I would say, half of it. It does not like wet feet. And this, unfortunately, whole area here, when we get a ton of water, it does sit in water. So it's just, and it would be a lot of work to try and raise it up. A lot. So it's just, I've been selecting a lot of plants that tolerate the wet soils a little bit more. I haven't killed a daylily wet with it sitting in water. So it's, I go with daylilies, I go with hostas. The turtle heads don't seem to mind it. Anything that does mind it, I kind of raise everything up if I can. If you can see back here, I have a sweet summer love clematis. I'm gonna have to scoot by the chives here. Give me a second. And I have a nice grass here. So I'm kind of waiting to cut this stuff down so the sun can get to it. I didn't realize it was going to get that big. It is magnificent, but I have creeping Jenny back here. I just let it go. If it starts getting out of control, I pull it, and I love the color. It's a good ground cover as far as, you know, suppressing weeds. I'll keep it for now. Right here. This is my sweet summer love clematis. As you can see, I have it in a pot that's raised maybe 3 inches above the ground level. And that seems to have helped. Oh, it's a big I'm not going to get it all. Oh, man. That's a start. Sorry. Just kind of show you a pan here. Let me back up a little bit. Just getting the hang of the camera. I smell onion, lots of it. It's from rubbing up against the chives. I'm not complaining, I love onion. So that's why I don't mind the chives. And the purple, it is gorgeous. So I'll deal with it. I'll just kind of give you a pan of the flower bed from this angle. Just gonna do that. I love my wind turbine. I got a honeysuckle for the arch back there. I'll see what happens. I just don't have luck. I'll be doing another video later on my pots. I'm not going to spend too much. My veggie garden. These are my raised beds. I have either patty pans or zucchini in this one and that one. Not sure which. I'll know more by the foliage a little bit later. I want to say this might be zucchini, just because the foliage is a little different. I have onions in here. I didn't mulch around my onions. I think they like it a little bit drier. So I'm really trying to protect it as far as with bugs, going the natural way with nasturtiums and with marigolds. I have sweet alyssum planted to bring the bees in. In this garden, I have beets. They look really crappy. They're kind of all over. I had something digging in here, so it just kind of put the seeds everywhere. Kohlrabi back there, I have 2 rows of it. I'll have to go in and thin that at some point. I'm just seeing what makes it, what doesn't, as far as even if the rabbits and wildlife leave it alone too. Back here I have green beans, bush. In the back on that I have peas, sugar snap peas. And then again, sweet alyssum and marigolds planted. The marigolds are doing really good. They're starting to get bushy, which last year they got really leggy. I don't know why. These are the marigolds I planted. They're doing really good. So of course this is the only bed that doesn't have any yellow ones. I'm like, a lot of this is mine. These are my peppers here that I planted. They're kind of they're a new variety this year. A yellow pepper of some sort. I forgot the name. I'll have to look on the seed packet. These are my red cages. I got them from Burpee. They're amazing. It's just sturdy. And of course I like the red. It's kind of cool. But really nice. I would say they're 18 inches from here to here. So I really spaced my tomatoes out this year. Kind of staggered it to allow for more air circulation. I planted these maybe May 20th. I think they're doing really good. Been pinching out the suckers. Trying to get all of them. They're just, for some reason, really going to town. I'm not complaining. Nasturtium. I had some leaf mulch that from the spring that I shredded and that I used around these beds. Not this one because I'm still weeding and I ran out. And I know that beans and peas and even the kohlrabi, they're pretty tough plants. I just really protecting my tomatoes and my cucumbers. This is the one that I grew, tomato. It's supposed to be a tomato berry. I mean, it looks really good. I have it planted probably 2 feet down because it got really leggy. But I'm just going to let it go. I'm even going to let it sucker right now just to do something. I have a couple heirloom plants and then I have the takes by them. I can go more into that a little bit later too. I have 4 jalapeno plants. I want to try pickling them this summer. 3 different types of cucumbers in here. Nasturtiums. Some I planted from seed, some I bought. I'd say plant it from seed. They grow like a weed. Don't worry about buying them. Just get the seeds. Sweet alyssum, marigolds. And again, more onions over here. Can't have too many onions. I have to have it on everything. I like it raw. I'm not so much on grilled onions or sauteed, but just that smell. And I think the onion smell is kind of a deterrent. My potato bins are looking amazing. I put those hoops in there because sometimes the foliage gets so tall that it flops over. And I'm hoping that this can kind of support it a little bit. Not everything is in the hoops, but a good amount. I've never had it get blossoms this early, so I think that's pretty cool. Last year I didn't get hardly any blossoms. My yield was pretty good, but it wasn't amazing. I've had better. I have to fill my bird feeders. This is my dahlia bed. I think it's doing really good here. Especially, that was the first one to come up, so that's doing amazing. I think I'm supposed to top these at some point to get like a bushier plant, but I'm not sure when to do that. I don't want to ruin it. I'm kind of a baby that way. I just kind of like to leave them go. These are the pine trees that my nieces and nephews, they always get from school, and like, they're too little to plant in the ground when they get them. They're just like a twig. I think they've done really amazing, especially that one. So I have a sister that's going to be moving. Maybe she has an area to plant. I don't. You can see that I have an abundance in big trees. Nice shade tree, but massive. I have two of them like that, and then I have that big old pine tree back there. Lots of shade. Joe Pyeweed. Thinking I should pinch it. I know it gets pretty tall. This is my honeysuckle vine. I had one die over there. I'm just going to let this kind of climb over. I do have a blossom, which I didn't get last year, so I'm very excited about that. And I have one down there too. I know it draws in the hummingbirds love it. That's how I knew they were here, because I'm like, oh, they're on the honeysuckle. So I did the juice, and I don't do the juice anymore. It's just, it's too much work. I don't get enough going for it. They prefer everything else. This is a smoke bush, tender. We had a good winter, so hopefully it keeps coming back. I love the leaf structure on this. Just a circle. Is starting to get little heads on it. And this is the allium. The purple, of course, purple. And it's amazing. The foliage still looks good. I know some people have issues with their foliage, but I also have this raised up back here. And again, it's just because it's such a wet area. I'm not sure what type of clematis this is. I had planted it. It was from a bag, but it did really good this year. I think it's gorgeous. This is kind of a new area. This is where I had my Sum and Substance. So as you can see, you kind of look at this area and you're wondering, how did those two fit in this area? I'm so happy I moved them, and they're my favorite. They really are. They're my favorite hostas. I can't say enough about them. But I have a lavender musk in there. I have a milkweed. And I did some coneflowers. I added more soil to this area just to kind of help. We'll see what happens. This is a hardy pampas grass. I'm going to see how it does. I'm a little nervous because it's still, most pampas grass is a zone 5. They say this is hardy, but I'm going to treat it like tender. So it will be getting covered in the fall. I have 3 different types of Monarda bee balm. This is the red one that I have. I know it gets the powdery mildew. So far it's doing really good. Gets the red heads on it. The hummingbirds absolutely love this one. I have a pink one and a purple one, and the red is still my favorite. It gets a bigger head. It's just very vibrant. And I know red in the garden kind of sticks out, but if it brings the hummingbirds, I am all for it. I think it's amazing. Another hosta. in. Most of these I don't know. I wish I could tell you. This is my giant knotweed. Or fleece flower, giant fleece flower. Maybe that's better than calling it a knotweed because I have enough weeds in the garden. Like snow on the mountain, isn't that called goutweed and Joe Pye weed? I love these. So we'll see. I think this is a little tender for this area. I want to say it's a zone 5 plant. So I did protect this too. That looks really good. I would say this is kind of a part sun. I know maybe it should be in full sun. It would probably be doing a little bit better, but it's working right now. At some point I'll probably be making another garden somewhere, or that massive pool will be taken down and I'll be growing more perennials there. It's a lot of work with that pool. These just finished flowering. You can see that it's starting to get berries on it. The birds love it. This is another Astilbe here. I think it gets purpley. I'm not sure. It's not looking purpley with the heads right now, but that can change. More hostas. Pink peonies. Almost finished. Had a lot of rain, so unfortunately the rain just kind of does peonies in. This right here is Villependula, Queen of the Prairie. It is scented. I do love it. I have to stake it up. I think I'm going to move this one over. It's looking a little bent. It is pretty invasive, I would say, for this climate. So if you're in a warmer climate, it would be more invasive. This takes the wet. Only thing is it kind of sometimes falls over, so you do have to stake it. More pink lilies, pink and white. Lollipop? I don't know why that comes to mind. And then this right in here, go away mosquito, is my rhododendron, Northern Lights. The bunnies just chop that off to nothing. It's got a lot of growth. I'm going to leave it. See what happens. This is a meadow rue. Don't mind me, I'm trying to get under a pine tree here. This was a hydrangea, a climbing hydrangea. It's more of a ground cover. The rabbits love this, so if you have problems with rabbits, don't get it. This all had growth up this stem. I'm just going to cut that. I'll see what happens. I can't grow anything back here except for, what, a morning glory? I've tried clematis and everything. I'll keep trying. This is my spikenard. As you can see, it's like a beacon with the color. I absolutely love it. It's doing really good back here. All right. Walking through the garden. Just kind of giving you a pan this way too. We had a thunderstorm the night before and gave a good amount of rain, and I'm not complaining because with the temps we have coming up here, it was pretty dry, so we needed it. But wow, was it just rolling thunder the whole time. I've never heard one, so if you can say talkative. So I'm just gonna go this way. Yeah, don't mind the pool. This is my little fire pit area. I have a blueberry bush. I had to replace the one. It wasn't doing really good. One stalk came up. That's not enough for my liking. I'm not going to baby it. I'm tired of doing that with stuff. Another blueberry. What would be better? I'm seeing my shadow. This shrub right here is a bloomerang lilac. Purple. And unbelievable shrub. I would say get one. It will bloom again, and it does, and it smells just as good. So to me, anytime you can have lilacs bloom again in this season is well worth it. I have 4 hydrangeas. I think this is called Little Limelight. Amazing shrub. I didn't do much trimming on it. I will keep these probably around 4 or 5 feet tall. All of these are dwarf varieties. I think I have a vanilla strawberry, Pinky Winky, I can't remember the other one, and I know I have those. Another dwarf lilac. Is it Japanese? Not sure. No, it's not Miss Kim because I have one down here. And these are the two hydrangeas, and I love the fact that when you look at the growth, it's got red stems. It adds just another interest. So I really like that. I planted Sweet Alyssum in between. I figure for a walkway, when you're walking here and, kind of a parking area, you're getting out. I love the smell of Sweet Alyssum. So it's really neat. And this is my Miss Kim lilac. It only got one bloom this year. I think last year it just it had a hard summer. I'm not sure why. This was the perfect area. Got enough rain when we needed it. Everything's just looking so good. I got my mulch in. I'm very happy. Alright, that's it for that. And then I'll be doing another video a little bit later on all my pots. I have enough of them. So, see you next time.